Hi guys. So, let me just quickly address some things. One, I know that there is a very lovely watermark right here. I'm in between programs and also saving to buy a nice camera so that my videos are better quality, but in the meantime, I just don't feel like I should spend money on like a $50 program that I'm not gonna be using for much longer. Let's get on with the video. So there's actually a couple different topics that I wanted to touch on, but one was like kind of like just because I was at work last night and I was like angry, so I'll probably wait for that one. The second one was I was actually already thinking about it, and then I happened to talk about it at work with some coworkers last night. And what that subject is basically mental health, and um, mental illnesses and mental diseases, whatever you want to call it, whatever the term you choose to use is. And that could be, anything that you are suffering with, your friends, or, you have a friend you're suffering with, if you have parents that are suffering with different things. It's hard. And it can be anything from as, not little, but as something as treatable as minor depression, and then into something even more like schizophrenia or extreme like manic depressed or bipolar. I was diagnosed about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, with mild depression and GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. It was something that I actually knew that I was kind of dealing with, more depression than anxiety in my mind. But last it's gonna be 2 years coming up, but I'll say a year and a half ago, something very, very tragic, something very traumatic happened to me and my boyfriend. His mother was killed, in a very not good way. I don't feel comfortable going into many details. If you're a friend of mine, you know what happened. It was very hard. It was hard for my boyfriend, obviously, and for his sisters, and it was hard on me for other reasons. I was hoping for a better relationship with his mother, and it was like my hope and my needs were kind of killed off in a way when she died. So that's how I was dealing in a painful way. And my boyfriend doesn't understand it, which is completely understandable because, if my parent died in such a tragic way and my boyfriend was upset, I'd be like, ew, like, what's your problem? Like, it wasn't even your parent. It's just a different kind of pain. It's a different kind of situation for me personally in my brain and all that. So, and then on top of that, having to help my boyfriend cope and help my boyfriend deal with his problems, it was just a lot on me. So, in about September, October, about a year and a half ago, I started having really, really bad panic attacks. Things that I've never experienced before, and they were really scary and uncomfortable, and I didn't know what was going on with my body and my mind. I actually went through what is called, there's a couple different terms. What I've read that it was called is depersonalization, which is basically characterized by not feeling connected to yourself. Basically, the easiest way for me to explain this is I would look into a mirror, and I know I'm looking at myself, but I didn't feel like that was me. I felt like I was looking at a stranger. I felt like I was looking at someone that wasn't me. And that sounds crazy, but, having a mental illness back in the day was crazy. You were crazy, you were manic, you were nuts. You know, we have mad scientists and all those other terms. It's crazy. And because people didn't understand it. So I felt like I was losing my mind. I felt like I didn't know what was going on. And for a couple of weeks, for about a week, and then I went on medication, and then another week or so after that, I felt like I was dreaming. And I felt like any second I was going to wake up and everything was going to be like, okay. But that wasn't the case. I was dealing with this death. I was dealing with these new feelings. I was dealing with then being put on a medication that was kind of messing with me a little bit. But I definitely think that I was put on the right medication. I was put on medication for an appropriate reason, and I'm happy for it. I have been going to therapy for about 6 months with a psychoanalyst. I absolutely love her. She's awesome. She's great. And it feels good. Even if you don't have a mental illness and you just feel like you need to talk to somebody, see if you have like medical insurance, see who covers you, see where else you could go, see if there's anywhere that you can go that's like on the cheaper end. Because it's so nice to just go and talk to somebody with very non-biased background. You know, they're learning everything the first time you tell them. They don't know anything about your background necessarily. And you can just tell them things and they don't judge you. It's great. If for anything, if it's not helping my anxiety and depression, it's helping me still somewhat emotionally because I can just talk and she doesn't judge me, and if anything, she makes me feel good about myself. And that's not even her job. Like, if I had a problem, I think she has to tell me, like, you're narcissistic, you are, you know, whatever. But she's so nice, and she doesn't judge, and she just gives me great advice. She gives me great tips. She helps me in my life. She helps me not only with my anxiety and depression, but she helps me with my family life. She helps me with my relationships. She helps me with work stuff. You know, make lists of things that you've done that are positive. Look at the highlights of your day and not the lowlights. Whatever it may be, even the little goals, big goals, whatever it is, you have to look at the bright side of things because that's the only way that you're going to get a little better. My favorite things to do when I'm feeling down, when I'm not feeling so good about myself, take a bath. Take a nice warm bubble bath. Light some candles. If you're of age, have a glass of wine. It'll make you feel better. I'm not saying to get drunk and get plastered. Have a glass of wine. Take your bubble bath. Let all just those bad feelings just soak away. And, you know, I also like to do art as a release, whether it's like my tie-dyeing, or if I write a poem, if I just sing until I can't even sing anymore, if, you know, my throat's completely dry or something. You know, paint, take pictures, go outside. If you are suffering with depression, if you are suffering with anxiety, if you are having anger issues, if, you know, if you aren't the one suffering, if it's your best friend, if it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, if it's your mom or dad, aunt, uncle, a family member that's close to you, you can still at least seek help. Go to therapy, talk about it. You know, if you're living at home and your parents don't understand you, it's hard to get them to listen to you. I know that my dad, I think, didn't want to admit that I had problems, that I wanted to go to therapy, and he was like, you don't need to go to therapy, you're fine. And I wasn't, and I'm not, and, you know, do everything. If you're still in school, like high school, middle school, and you have problems, and your parents aren't willing to help, there should be some kind of a clinic in your school, or a counselor, or a psychologist, psychiatrist, something. Go seek their help. Don't be afraid. I was always afraid, but when things got bad, I went to my counselor, to whoever it is, psychologist, psychiatrist. We had actually a wellness center in my high school. I think most of them do, and it's not just for like sports and stuff. They help you with your mind as well. So if you're feeling like that and you're still in school and your parents aren't really willing to notice that you have a problem, or they think it's just a phase, go. Even if it is a phase, who cares? You want help, you need it, go. And talk. And they won't judge you, and they're not going to be biased, and they're just going to help you, and you'll feel so much better just to get it all off your chest. If you really feel like you're having really, really bad problems, and you don't think that just talking about it is going to help, reach out. Reach out to your parents. When you go to your doctor for a physical, reach out to your doctor. Tell them how you're feeling. Maybe they'll be able to help you out some more. I don't suggest antidepressants for anybody and everybody, definitely not. You need to be like really bad. Like I said, I was just rock bottom. I had hit rock bottom, and that was something that my doctor felt was going to be my only way out. Just remember that you have to stay positive. That you have to understand that it's a process and you're not going to be better overnight. And, you know, if you do end up doing those things that you were doing before, if you do end up having some kind of a panic attack, if you do have a really down day, don't discourage yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just remember to take a deep breath, relax, do some happy, healthy things, and just know that from that point, you're just going to continue to move forward. And never give up, and, you know, surround yourself with people who love you. Surround yourself with people who are positive and give you positive feedback and keep you in a positive light. You don't need negative people around. That's only going to hurt yourself. I have those friends who are there for me no matter what. I have those friends who want the best for me and who support me. And just understand that if you do self-mutilate in any way, you're not weak. The fact that you're still here on this earth makes me and everybody else so proud of you. You are stronger than you think. And just remember that. Because I think a lot of people forget. And I think a lot of people think that they're weak and they're not worth anything. But if you're still here on this earth and you're still working towards mental health, you're strong. So before I start to tear up, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I know my last couple videos have been kind of really kind of personal and maybe even a little heart-wrenching. It's because I've had these things in me and I haven't been able to express them. So you guys have a wonderful day. I believe today's Thursday. If I get it up, then happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Party it up. Enjoy yourself. And I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow because I have the next 4 days off. So, yeah. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.